Yeah, people can sit. Thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. I am pleased to be signing 3 bills, House Bill 1165, House Bill 711, and House Bill 664 that really demonstrate Hawaii's commitment to ensuring that everyone in our community can be and will be treated fairly. House Bill 1165 provides a new gender designation option on driver's license or state IDs. Hawaii has the highest percentage of transgender individuals in the United States, which I think demonstrates our commitment to everyone being treated equally. The state has been at the forefront of policies that protect them. Starting July 1st of 2020, driver's license and ID applicants will be able to choose from female, male, and X as gender designation. I think that this is an important way forward. The second bill is House Bill 711, which prohibits the gay panic defense in the prosecution of a murder case. This type of defense is very narrow, but blames a victim's sexual orientation or gender identity for a violent act, and was used prominently in the 1998 murder of Matthew Shepard. The bill requires the court to instruct the jury to disregard bias or prejudice if a defendant's explanation includes a victim's gender identity or expression. And then finally, House Bill 664, which clarifies that the law to ban efforts to change sexual orientation, also noted as conversion therapy practices or treatments. We want to clarify and make certain that those types of therapy has no place in our community. I would like to thank all of you for being here and for your advocacy on behalf of those who often don't have a voice in the processes. I would like to invite, well, I don't see Joy. Is there someone from the House who would like? Okay.
And also Senator Chang and Senator Rhodes and
Okay.
Representative from the Hawaii Commission on Status of Women.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm just, I think both of these bills, and sorry we didn't have the third bill on our
That's
agenda
all right.
today, but both of these bills send a message to the LGBT community that that the LGBT community matters and that you should be treated equally and fairly in the state of Hawaii. The first bill, HB 1165, as the governor summarized, adds the gender option of X on the driver's licenses and state identification cards beginning in July of 2020. I want to personally thank Jen Jenkins for all of her work in bringing this bill to where we are today. She's studying for the bar exam on the mainland and couldn't be here. But I also want to thank the Department of Transportation for your work, the various committees, and my colleagues in the legislature for supporting this bill, and for all of the advocates who came out every step of the way to support this bill. The second bill, HB 711, which is easy to remember, was introduced by our House Judiciary Chair, Chris Lee. He also couldn't be here today, but in this bill, he crafted this bill so that gay panic, trans panic, and homosexual rage cannot be used as a defense in any killing or attempted killing. And I think we can all agree that no one should have to experience discrimination. No one should have to experience violence because of gender expression, gender identity, and sexual orientation. And so I think both of these bills, and the third bill that you mentioned regarding conversion therapy, help to move our community and move our state in the right direction. So thank you, Governor.
Thanks, Nadine. Carl? Or
Thanks, Governor.
yeah.
I'm just going to speak briefly on House Bill 1165, the gender ID bill. So not everyone fits neatly into the traditional male-female categories, and I think this is a recognition of that fact and is a step towards allowing people to be themselves, and that's why I support it, and I think it's already been described adequately in terms of what it actually does. The other two bills I will defer to my class of 2016, Stanley Chang, who was the author of the Senate version of HB711. He's also going to talk briefly on 644, I guess it is.
Thanks.
Thank you, Governor.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Governor Ige, for signing these three measures today. I wanted to also thank Judiciary Chair Rhodes for his strong championing of these issues in the Senate, as well as House Judiciary Chair Lee, who is not with us today. But these are strong statements that our community can and should take the lead on fighting for true equality for all people in the LGBT community. The measure HB 711 about the gay panic defense actually came to my attention because of a very special person. One of our interns who is with us today, Ray Sakamoto, took it upon himself to research this issue, to have the bill drafted, to work closely with Representative Lee's office in introducing the House and Senate versions. And again, with Representative Lee's strong support, we've been able to get this bill over the finish line. And as we all know in the audience today, it is not easy to get a bill from the 3,000 that are introduced to passage by the legislature and actually signed by the governor. And so it's a moment of a special pride for me that it was an intern who really picked up the ball and made this change, this historic change that is being made today. It's also fantastic that today, Governor, you'll be signing a bill to express the original intent of the conversion therapy ban that you signed last year, which was to include not just sexual orientation, but also gender identity. And so, as we all know, people have gender identities that may not neatly fit into the traditional stereotypes that we have. And we are sending a strong message today that no matter what your gender identity might be, you are welcome and you have an equal place in our society, just like everyone else. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
Just one other thing.
Sure.
One of the authors of the bill, the first bill, 1165, could not be here, as I mentioned earlier, but she did have a short word, some words to share. So I want to call Cara Jabola Caralis up here from the Status and Commission of Women to say a few words.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kamara. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
So it was really an honor to serve the queer community. This is absolutely a victory, not just for the LGBT community, the trans community, and the gender nonconforming community, but also for the women's community. And, it was not just important for the recognition of our friends and family who are transgender, but also it's an important step to honor Native Hawaiian culture and the inclusive society that Native Hawaiians built. So sorry to be tacky and use my phone, but Jen texted me their message. And Jen was really a role model advocate in making sure that our community was organized, engaged, and really working closely with our legislators this session. So really want to mahalo Jen, and it pains me that they're not here. So Jen's words are, with the passage of the bills, we've taken a step toward trans and gender nonconforming folks being even more protected in Hawaii. Now when a trans or non-binary person goes to get their driver's license, they won't have to choose a gender that does not match their authentic selves. Jen wanted to share a quote. "It's easy to be authentic when you have what everyone wants. But what do you do when your authenticity makes you a pariah? You do it anyway. Love yourself, be yourself, and remember to love each other in all things." So us being ourselves is what got these bills through. It was an absolute honor for Jen to serve the queer community in the way that we did. So mahalo to everyone, especially Representative Nakamura, senators, and Lambda Law Student Association too. Thank you so much for this. And lastly, happy Pride, everybody. So thank you.
Come up, we'll sign the bills. First is House Bill 1165, House Draft 2, Senate Draft 2, Bill for an Act relating to gender identification. And it's now law in this land as Act 148. Next, we have House Bill 711, House Draft 1, Senate Draft 1, Bill for an Act relating to criminal defense. Is now law in Hawaii as Act 149. Somebody has to renumber. We went to Act 157.
We added down.
Okay. House Bill 664, House Draft 2, Senate Draft 1, Bill for an Act relating to gender identity. Is now law in Hawaii. Thank you so much to all those involved.